Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 24 of the Iron Glide Iron Teeth hard mode playthrough. We are in Cycle 33, day 2. And we have a bad tide approaching, just gonna get to that point. We have not had a very big length of opportunity to pump the reservoir. So I think it's going to be a case of working the beavers a little bit harder than they would normally do, because we lost quite a bit of water that we need to make up for here. That was facilitated last time by digging this area up quite a bit more than it was, so we effectively channeled all of this out, and one of the missions today is to fudge is a strong word, but fudge digging a little bit deeper to get some more water in here. So without further ado on that, we're going to need to get them in doing that quicker, sooner rather than later. So please ignore the sounds of the running water. It's going to be kind of awful, at least for now. But we are going to use the power of tunnels to fix this problem for us by literally doing this. And that will allow us to hopefully get all of this under here at least started. So this is going to be highest of high priorities. I don't know exactly what they can reach from the stairs and whatnot, but these stairs will become useless very shortly. But if we cut out this layer here, we should be able to get some benefit from some water that's running into here from these sources, and with any luck gives us a bit more to pump later down the line. So just leave them to work on that for now. Last time we just about finished well, we didn't finish them at all, but they certainly got a bit closer to where we needed to be to get some of this working from the landscaping point of view. There's 3 more blocks to go, and this should be cut off. We have left this little channel here going so that they can continue to power all of this, which is very important for us, otherwise we are going to be running out of resources pretty swiftly. Eventually I would like to fill this in to make it a bit more efficient, and also cover it in, maybe not necessarily on the top, although that could work, but to free up some of the contamination area. Once we do this, we are going to need to definitely think about moving the industry up before we finally cut the ties, but I'm hopeful that we can at least get, if we restrict it, we can at least get it to overspill. At least that's the hope. What we do also need to do is to delete this tree from existence. So let's say goodbye to this guy, and say goodbye to these. As we also need to put some dirt up here as well. So let's just get on that now. So let's just flip this round and we can put this in. Although these are 2-layered, I don't think we need to go that far. I'm hoping, at least. But yeah, we will see. So let's just zoom back over here, see how far they've got. I know they can hit a lot of these from the top, but they should be able to. Just so they can get to everything, so I'm not exactly sure what happens to the paths when they blow it up. It looks like they stay, so that's a nice added bonus, I suppose. But yeah, so this doesn't fill up quite as quickly as it once did, as we need to wait for this to fill up. So this should be closed now, which it is, so this should fill up with the 1 day we have left, so yeah. Effectively, the beaver's going to be pumping on this for this entire last day, so we have 24-hour working, my friends, and I am sorry for that. You can have a rest soon, TM. But without this massive chunk of dirt in the way, we actually have all of this available extra space to get some benefit from the space it now provides for the water to live. Not that it needs to be like too much of an issue for them, but it's a bit of a waste of wood. Yes. Could we have done it better? Yes. Is it ever going to be fixed? Absolutely not. It is going to be pretty much what it is from now until forever. So that should get them done pretty quickly. Don't know what the ETA is for these things. It's just mainly planks. Yeah, alright. Shouldn't take them too long, then they can work on the second layer. And I'm hoping that if we just zoom down a bit. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, so once these are all blown out, which shouldn't take them too much longer, they should be able to then do the rest of this. I do want them to make sure that they don't end up with anything stupid, so... like we have a block underneath that we can't get rid of, although actually I actually don't think it matters because we can always send them down into the water. And again, please blast these out as quickly as possible. And they should be able to reach all those, because A, they can get to this level. Whether they're clever enough to walk across the top, I don't think so. But... right, we have a 24-day bad tide. I suppose there's no real rush, so you kids can have a day off, I guess. They got that dirt done quickly. Crikey, alright. I'd also like this to be done after that, because I'd like to get that sealed off. We could also now look to put in a test of this system to see if it actually works, but yeah, we will worry about that one when we get to it. So the plan, I guess we can look to get rid of some of these, to be fair. I think what might be a good idea is to have not built solar mud across here, because then we could have at least had an extra spillway if needed. Never mind. You live, you learn. But if we can power both of them at the same time, that'd be pretty sweet, but we'll see. So let's just zoom back over here. We obviously didn't get a lot of water into this reservoir. I don't know whether it'll ever become full again, to be totally honest with you, but not with all these pumpers anyway. They'll probably suck this dry until long before we've actually got any halfway through this, I think. But we will see shortly. But either way, it's better in here than it is just in the lakes, as it'll evaporate pretty quickly. Which is a problem, but most of the stuff near can last a fair amount of time, actually. We do have several water dumps, just keeping like the coffee alive. I think some bits die over here, but again, no massive drama. Hopefully beavers can be... let's have a look at their stats. Aged beavers are a problem. Thirst and hunger, they're probably that from when they have to work a whole day. We'll probably start looking at some of these other bits and pieces to make them a little bit happier. Probably some more of the... certainly the tributes. The Earth Repopulator is probably on the list of things to get sorted sooner rather than later. We are okay for scrap. They should still be pulling stuff out of this area, which they are. This up here is down to its last bit, but they can reach it, but seemingly don't want to. Are we actually full? Doesn't say we're full. Oh, it does. turns out I'm an idiot. Okay, so this could probably be fixed with another bit of storage. Somewhere in here should be. It's not there. It is there though. So we could probably do with another layer somewhere around here. So I think we could chuck it on top, I guess. Is there an easy way to get into it? Probably not. I will keep that extended that way. And then I guess we can just give them a little bit of access either way. And get the old storage. And set you for scrap. And I suppose probably just that, and that for now. Over everything else. Looks like they're still working on over here. Let's just use our X-ray vision to enhance the whole. Yeah, so not as much for them to do. We still have more than enough everything to do this, so. And I guess most of it. Okay, I think they're building this from below, to be fair, which is weird, but they'll do what they want to do, I suppose. I think most of this might just need hitting with a hammer, but once that's done, we should be able to get the Beaver Force back in and back up to here. I'm hoping once that's done, we can test this, as I'm very, very interested. We could have left the stairs in, I guess, to get those out, but we do need to patch a hole here, actually, and go down to X-ray mode again. So here we are kind of stuck because of how we had to build the ladders last time. What will happen is that this will overflow. So I think, yeah, it's too high. So just to be extra sure it's not going to be a problem, we do that. And I would like to make these also a higher priority, as this will be the run where all of the final outpouring, and I'm hoping one's enough, but it isn't, it'll overspill, and we'll see how that goes. Let's turn that back off. How are they doing up here? So, good. Where is that dirt? Let's get that in. Get that sorted. So, we are in a certain position at this point to be able to at least test this. We do need to finish off some of the other bits and pieces. We were going to build tubes above this to fix that, but that's going to be, I guess, for another time. How much left in this? 15. So once that's gone, all this area can be cleaned up, I guess. I think we've got to put in the planks. This guy's got... Okay, they're going through the Beyond section of Bed Bath & Beyond to do that, but fair enough. Happy days. So, let's see just how badly this works, or doesn't work. I'd like to close this, please. And see what that does to that. I would like to keep the industry running. I don't think we'll be able to. I think one is enough, to be fair, so let's just resynchronize these again. Close it, I guess. Let's see how well this works. Industry is devastated at this point. So far so good. I'm hoping one's enough. So it seems like it is. That should drop down. Which it is. And that should drop down. And there's no holes missed, so that's good. And then underneath here, we should be making the powers. This is good. This is very good. This will probably take a wee while to spool up fully. But I don't think we have any leaks here, so no bad water there. And it's all coming out the sides. Doesn't look like it's overfilling, so that's okay. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we have success. It's not as much as it could be, but it's good enough for what we need it to be. It's holding fairly steady. Okay. Okay, right. I'm probably going to make a really stupid idea to turn this one back on, but let's just... I'd like to cut it off for the time being. Hopefully it's not too surgy. And it is. Thanks for that. It should sort itself out. Probably not my best move, but we should be back in action. Yes, okay. Awesome. So, I'm gonna say that was a success. Shouldn't do too much as they are all back in sync. Good, right, so happy days. We do have in fact a good working bad water, super unlimited power down here. So there is some bits and pieces. We do need to put the top layer on this, which is the one thing we need to do. We also need to bring up the levels so we can get them in. Maybe worth trying to get the power placed for this now, I think. That's not even the right thing. How far can we go? Maybe I'll squeeze more on the top because we've got a little bit of extra land to play with. That's a shame. But is that because of these? So let's just rip those out. Does it now fit? Yes, it does. Okay. Well, that's very exciting. So let's also now lay these in. So with that done, they should be able to build some of that. I don't like that they're building it like that, but if that one gets built first, they will then be stuck, so I'm hoping this is too far away. Yeah, okay, it is. Awesome. So, power. We need this going into at least here, as that should connect all of those together, and then we're going to need to build the Tower of Power to build these with. As this is going to be another classic, let's build it with these. So and lay that in, and here. That one. We do have some advantage that they should be able to put those in from the side here without having too much of an issue to get into it, to be honest, so that works out for us. And there's not going to be too much waste of metal because we don't need to cover these with anything, so that is an advantage to us. We could save some metal here by just going 5, 4, 5, what is it? 5, which I think we will. And then we should be able to just do this. Now the real question is, how do we build on this? And the answer is probably quite painfully, so don't think they can reach that. They can't, but they can build all the foundations. That's perfect, what we need. Where is our nearest tube station? Because that is going to be... well, all of these can go first, so let's get some of these guys back. Be free, my beavers. Get yourself another job. We do have 17 unemployed. They have sucked this dry too, so we can certainly get these guys back into the workforce. So that left us with I don't know exactly how much, but 16,000 worth of water. 17 days left to go, so it's not the worst. Well, less than 1,000 water a day, but I think with the numbers we're okay with that. But we'll see. So up here we need to think about how we're going to do this. So to get all of these built, we need to go up high. We did it with cranes. This is our closest tube station. How was the easiest way to deal with this though? Ideally we'd have something that runs all the way down, to be fair, so then they can build both sides. I think. Because these need to be quite high to build up, so I think it's going to be a case of fudging this to make it work. So, what's the easiest thing for these guys to work on first? Probably coming across here. So let's just take these paths out. Let's use the technology to remove that. That is going to be a problem, actually, I think, because we have... Yes, that is going to be a problem. Is there a way we can get around this? Because the way we've done this path, it's not ideal. I think it's going to be better if we rip this guy out. and re-put it in. So let's see. If we build it this way, we should be able to reconnect all this fairly easily. That's unhappy because there's no way to get to it, but we can fix that by just doing that. And we do that. It's kind of a bodge, but we could definitely do with this tree not being here, so I think we could rip this guy out. And they should be able to reach that, to be fair, if we just connect up the path. In fact, they can. They can reach through. Good. And then we just need to put in some more of these just to work around it. And I believe that we can go underneath here with a tube, which we can. Perfect. Okay, so we don't need that. I need this. A bit of a budge, but it won't take long to get that built. And that reconnects everything up here, which we don't really have much need for anything up here, to be fair. So let's just zoom that this way. We do need to get across here, so let's just chuck that across. We need to go up as well, so maybe it's worth this. Bear with, I will. So effectively what I want is two tubes to run down this way and one down the centre, or as close to the centre as possible, so they can build both of these wheels. What we could also get them to do, which may be a good idea, is power. I think for the power I'm just going to run it straight across this into this area. Eventually move some of this around, flatten some of it out, make it a bit more heavily industrialized. How did you manage that, you idiot? I despair for the beavers sometimes. Anyway, so where was we? Let's just do this. Get this over here. We do need to go up actually, so this might be the most ideal time to go upwards. To build this as I go, otherwise it's gonna confuse the heck out of me. So we need one here, and then one here, I guess. Not entirely sure exactly how high we need to go, but we will see. Across this bit shouldn't be too much of a problem, to be fair. But I will go a couple more higher. So if that was... can we do this? I don't know if you can build... Can you build through? Don't know if that works. But I don't know if this is the thing. How much is this? 550. We do not have enough, so crunch those numbers once again. I think. How have we got contaminated beaver? How have you managed this? What beaver is contaminated? Gamgee? Samwise? How dare he? I don't have the bits to fix a poorly beaver. How much is this going to cost me? 400 science. Well, it's nice and all, but I do unfortunately want these other bits and pieces to work first, so he's going to have to wait. I need to be careful how I build this too. Let's see, so structures. If I do that, and let's try and see if this works. I'm going to say that doesn't work. Does this work? It does not. Right. Well, we learned together. That was a waste of money. Thank you. Thank you for picking that out, I suppose. So, I guess we don't really need these. Not yet, anyway. This is going to be a bit of an abomination, I know, but it will have to do. We need to be careful how we build this as well. It's the best way to build this. Probably not that, actually. I am going to have to build it over here, so let's switch tact once again. Yes, I think. Question mark. If we go for this guy and this guy, should allow us to build at least this. And this is going to be another case of running it this way. So they're going to have to build over these bits, unfortunately, so kind of is what it is. Oh, but that does work quite nicely. So it's probably a bit of a waste, but I'm okay with it if you are. I don't think I can build over that. Don't think that is permitted. It is not. So then, we will put in a shorter one. It's ugly, but it's only there to... It's going to be the same problem. But it's only there to literally get us these bits built, and I'm very unhappy that they can't get to that bit, so hopefully this one means they can now get to it. Now I'm going to similar construct over this side as well, so it's going to have to be basically the same thing on this side. Until we counts builds no mores. Just lay these in. Shouldn't take us too long. We're going to eat through quite a number of resources, but for the sake of the power, it needs to be done, so... we need to build one here, but put that in. They'll be able to reach and build all the scaffolding anyway, so it should be a case of running this in. Like so. And with this, we should be able to get everything built. Once they've built all the two ways. That's probably going to sink a lot of the wood, but I think we're okay for the wood. Planks should also be good. But it'll take them a while to build all that. But we can leave them to it for that one. What was going to look at? Ah, yes, the contaminated beaver. Who is very, very contaminated. And a sponge on our resources. So, I think you can find yourself over here. Yeah, I guess. Do this first though, please. It's very important we get the beavers back working, so... Hopefully the harvest can come and fill it up. Now we are starting to use the scrap, so it's gonna be an issue at some point soon to get a lot of stuff done, as we're going to need bots and whatnot to get all that sorted for us. Has the stranded beaver gone now? Good. Idiot got out the hole. So that's fine. It is probably going to be an advantage for us to fill this in, so bear with me folks while I lay in layer upon layer of dirt. So we can fill all the other bits in after the fact. And these should be able to go. It's probably worth knocking these out as well. As I think we're going to have to go up a layer just to flatten all this out. It's a bit of a shame because we won't be able to peek through here, but it is what it is. Let's just rip all that out. I don't think we need to worry too much about these bits, to be honest. And they'll build what they're going to build with this one, actually, so... I was lucky. And yet more dirt to be placed into here. So should fix some of the other problems we have. It's maybe worth, if they're bored, just doing this. But I'm not too fussed on this being something that's worked on anytime soon. In fact, if you can do it, just crack on. It's too far. That's okay. Shouldn't be too far anymore. Good. Right. So, where is contaminated beaver? Are you in the pod? You are not in the pod, but you are less contaminated than you was. So, you are in the pod. Not sure why I didn't show that in the first place, but with any luck, this was it Gamgee? I believe it was Gamgee. Gamgee, yes. With any luck, they can get themselves decontaminated and get themselves back to work. This isn't a freeloading society. You need to work and sing for your supper. It shouldn't be too long. Halfway there, so that's okay. Now that can just hang about. What have we got left? 8 days with 11k of water, so that's good. We have 9 board beavers, which is fine. Let's see, what else do we have? Probably look at the well-being, I think. That's what I was going to think we can do something with. Lanterns, roofs, braziers. You'd have thought there'd be enough detailers, but apparently it's not enough. So we could be super sneaky here and put in some more well-being stuff. So we were short of busts aren't great, roofs, lanterns, shrubs. So I guess shrubs it is. And they should run through that quite nicely, to be fair. And we do probably need to get some roof stuff done for them, to be honest. We did start this, actually, last time. Let's see. How was I doing this? If I remember, this was going to be... let's see how long it would take us to get up to this level. Oh, it's 3 tall. Okay, fine. That kind of works for what we need it to be. And I guess this would actually be better, potentially facing the other way. So I think we'll spin it. Because we need that for the motivarium underneath, so we need that to work. So power engine. So we get this in here. From a pathing point of view, that'll do. It should also mean they can build everything on here now. I'm gonna have to build this in a particular order, but I don't believe any of that means they'll get stuck. But yeah, we'll worry about that later. How far are they getting with this? Cool. So they're doing pretty good, actually. So they're basically having to build, or will be building all of this as they build the tubeways, which kind of expected that, to be honest, but yeah, it'll be fine. For what we need, it's fine. And then we can rip it all out and get the bits back. Not that we'll probably need them. I think we'll be plenty good enough. Scrap. So, are we now at the point where... We still have some, but not much. It's probably going to be a case of we have to send some people down here. So, I guess... we turn this back on. And this can suck up... How are you starving? You do nothing all day. If you die before you're uncontaminated, I will be very unhappy. Anyway. Suck it up, get in the pot, in the drink, sort yourself out. So it's just going to take them ages to build these bits. But they're filling the dirt quite nicely though, that's good to see. With this leveled, we do have a couple of options available to us for how we deal with getting this tree ripped out as soon as possible, because it's really annoying me. Of how we actually deal with this area, so it could be that we could use our old friend, Old Faithful. These bad boys. We could put a tube station up here actually as well. That's not a bad idea. I am disappointed that you can't see through it, so I suppose if we build it here. Kind of sucks that that's in the way, but we could move it, I suppose. But with that, we can start getting in, finally, into getting bots sorted. So they're going to be the ones that are doing all the tedious jobs, like watering the plants. Eventually, anyway. We'll get that filled in. What I do want to get done up here too is just go down a little bit. Wrong button completely on the keyboard. Promise you I can drive a computer. I think it's just going to be just as easy to run this in. And they should be able to build that from underneath anyway, so there's no mega rush for that to be done. But it should fix some of the contamination issues, which is ideal for what we want, because we do want to fully encapsulate this. So once we start to move the productions up here into this area, we can, with any luck anyway, make this work. So that's a shame it doesn't fit in here. That would have been nice. I guess what we can just do yeah, it's not going to work either. Is there an easy way we can deal with this? Probably, if I think it's to our advantage to at least level these bits off. I don't want to block this up yet. I think that would be a bit too much But with that, just wondering if we can get our old friend, Old Faithful. Ah, that's devastating. Devastating news. Absolutely devastating news. Okay, so what can I do? Can't do that. So to build this, though, they're going to need to get out here, so... I think this is where our good friend, our good chum, construction crane is going to come in somewhat handy, so it's going to be this guy, I think. Bit of dodgy path in, never did anyone no harm. And they should be able to build everything that's there and this. Right, so, has that gutted any of our things? No? Okay, we're looking fairly good. Let's look at the food. The food's not doing too great. Kohlrabi's, Medicasadas. And you're struggling because you can't get cassavas? You cannot. Okay. Is that because we just need to get some to grow up? No, we do have some. Okay, so that's interesting. I don't get why that's a problem. I guess it'll rebound of its own accord. I hope. I think. I mean, we have enough corn to cobble dogs with, so we'll be fine. But there's enough contamination from what? There's been no bad water in any of the seasons. Weird. Okay. So I suspect then the problem is just that they can't put it out the ground. There's enough farmers for it, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We've got 1,000,001 kohlrabis. Maybe keep an eye on that one. Let's see, we've got 3.6 days left. We do have quite a few beavers without jobs, to be fair, which is a bit weird and wonderful. I'd have thought they'd have had that cracked by now, but seemingly not. This goes on a pace, which is perfect. It's not really making too much of a dent in the thing. Metal is having a bad time with it though, so that'll be these. Take a lot of resources, but kind of is what it is. So this area is going to become industrial, not wasteland, but certainly going to be where we stick everything from a bot and production point of view. Probably don't need to put as much effort into everything that we've got down here. Don't think we'll be needing this many lumberjacks anyway. Not lumberjacks. Lumber mills to deal with everything. Pause this guy again. Don't think we've got much else to unlock, have we? We do actually have the hydroponic garden, which I guess for the benefit we'll get it unlocked. Scrap's holding steady though, so that's okay. Appears that that's gonna suck up all the spare beavers into there. They will have to come back into here to pump water once this starts filling back up again in 2.7 days. We are going to need a hospital wing because this thing is going to basically ruin every beaver we've got. What a perfect place here, I suppose. So let's just figure that one out while we're here. So and while they're injured, I suppose we could do some other magic above just to keep them happy. Let's put them a nice little lantern so they can see where they're going. Or is anything better? Which one are we short on? Can this be cheesed? Probably. Let's see. It is the beaver bust. So let's beaver bust it. And then I suppose. In fact, no. Let's put the lantern on the back because we can, followed by the beaver bust, so it can be majestic and done. We also need to ensure that this is done first. The quicker the beavers are healed, the quicker they can go back to work. And in 2 days, we're going to need all hands to the pump, literally. The fancy bits in the middle, I can't live without. So if you pull all the cassavas out the ground, why? What's wrong with these? Harvest me those cassavas. Not that it's enough, but it certainly won't cause any issues. I suppose we can put some more in. They should be able to reach all that, so let's just chuck that in. That should give us some more cassavas to deal with. Why not? I think that caused any pathing issues, so let's just chuck in what we can. We can even get some in that little corner, so lovely stuff. Get that sorted. And I think 1 day left of this bad tide. This is in, so the emotive Arium could be useful to get built. You just choose through beavers. It's the disgusting thing. This it's awful, absolutely awful. Good. They are filling this in, which is what we want them to do. Have they put in the bits underneath? Yes, no, maybe. Maybe not. Can't really tell. I mean, I would assume so, right? seems like it, so why is there contamination? So I don't know if that means they just haven't, or what, I'm not sure. I can't really zoom through the floor to see, as it won't. I look through the gaps. Doesn't look like there is, so odd. 0.6 days. We're going to need to get the beavers ready to back in here, so let's just get all this unpaused. So we do actually have 1,000,001 problems of dealing with all of this, but that'll come back in just in time, so that's okay. These did die out. Does surprise me, but actually there's no water hole, so never mind. Here's what it is. So this moves at a pace still, so that's okay. And we are going to need to connect this in, so let's just lay that in while we're here then, I suppose. And then the question is, what do we put up here first? So wherever they are, all of these bad boys, so we are going to need. Okay, so hopefully this is a long cycle, as we got quite low on water again, but it's going to take a bit of time to fill this up as well. I suppose what we could do is, these even work and do anything for us anymore? Well, they must do if it ever gets full, but I don't think it'll ever get full again, to be honest. Interesting one to think about. But if I remember right, this is about a day before it fills in. Fastest, I know. Probably doesn't help that all these pumps are taken out probably as quick as it can fill it, to be honest, so. We may have defeated its load-bearing capacity. But it is the only water source on the map, so. Can't really do too much about it. But anyway, so what I think we will do is we'll call this episode here. We've got quite a bit done, so the last layer's going off. We've started to lay the foundations here for our area for the new industrial bits and pieces that are going to appear. So bots is next episode's job, I think, and look to migrate a lot of the stuff for here. So effectively we need a production chain that's going to keep the mine open, which is going to be a bot job, because again 1700 beavers is devastating. Let's see, I'm going to actually pause it while we're waiting. We'll do the wrap up. They can get healed. And then we can get them doing the dangerous jobs and doing the tedious jobs like watering the plants. But yeah, move that production up here. Probably just run it around here and tidy up this area slightly and empty a lot of this because it's mainly construction stuff. Once that's done, we will close off this area and rip a lot of this out, I think, just to tidy it up a bit. Greenify the area. Probably should fix the pathing here, as they are walking to the ends of the earth to deal with that. So we'll make it more efficient soon. So that's the next job. So yeah, this will be finished next time. We saw it running, so we know it works. We can produce power. It's about 3,500, I think. It may run a bit better once it's got time to spin up properly, but we will see. Because right now this is kicking out 3,000, so it's about 1,000 above that, and that was with just 2 layers on it, so fingers crossed we'll see a big difference from that. So anyway, leave the beavers to run the water in here. Yeah, it is a problem. We're going to need to fix this as well, so we need to rehydrate this area as well, so that is a challenge for next time, I think. Not sure how we're going to do that yet, but we'll work on it next time. So yeah, if you have any comments or you'd like to see anything done, please give me some comments down below and I'll see what we can get done. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching and see you guys next time.